So today we're gonna figure out the situation for the mounts. We're gonna probably cut off the original mounts on both sides to make some room, and then on that I wanna put a plate so I can build up to the engine and make a mount with that.
I've got a box wrench on the other end holding it for me against the transmission housing itself.
So I dismantled the whole plate, the flywheel, and the plates to torque everything down, and then I saw somewhere on YouTube that there's only one position that actually the flywheel fit on the hub. So I spun it around and was able to fit all the bolts and torque everything down. So now it's looking good. Mounts were cutted. I didn't want to go that way, but I guess I didn't have any choice to do so. So what I want to do is I cut it as straight as possible so I can mount the plate there. And it's going to be an adapter plate that I can actually bolt on the mounts, the custom mounts I'm going to build. And then if ever I want to be able to put the stock mounts, then I just build a plate behind the stock mounts and bolt it to those locations. I can swap back and forth if I need it to be. Seems like the starter gear actually interfere with the case right here. There's not many positions for this. I think there's one position and that's it. So I don't know, I'm gonna back it up again and then check if there's actual clearance or if it's just a misalignment or if I can do anything about it. See, the starter usually locate there. Maybe I can try to move the starter here. I'll try that before I move everything around. There. So obviously the starter can't go there because it would interfere with this guy. That obviously I need to tie it up as well. So in theory it should go there, but obviously there is no clearance for it because the insert for the starter is right over there in the bottom, and it interfere with this. So yeah, I don't know about this. Okay, this adapter is actually two plates that can be clocked. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the clutch and the flywheel. I'm going to try to clock it clockwise this way. Is that it? No, sorry, counterclockwise this way to bring up the starter where in a position where I can clear that bracket right here, and then we'll see if I can mount it. So that's where I'm at. I ran out of memory, so I had to skip a bunch of stuff. I get to get things done before the kids get back home, but so I figured out I had to remove like all the clutch again, and then the flywheel, and then I was able to clock it in a position that make more sense now. So the starter fits. Actually, I was able to put one screw in. It's very sturdy though. I'm not so worried about it because it's actually embedded. There's like it's an insert, so it's like a cylinder mating a socket, so it's kind of embedded in that plate. So with that screw, it makes it very secure, but it's not ideal. This plate is TD concept. I think it's meant for a few models, so I guess it might fit better other models. I would assume so, but that's the fitment I got. I found that the clock position is a little bit better. The engine sit more straight up than the other position. So even though right now where it sits, it's not the finer position, it's going to need to be situated with the camshafts. Not the camshafts, but the shafts, the drive shafts, to get the angles proper. There's a plate here with an angle that made the transmission, so I think I'm gonna go off that. So I'm gonna base the angle of all this assembly off that plate. I feel that if it sits flush with this angle plate, then it will be used as it is designed for, I guess. So yeah. Other thing is I figured out how I'm gonna mount the engine. I've seen like few swaps where they did like a mount that mount on the front of the engine, and I'm gonna go ahead and do exactly the same. I think it's gonna be easier. The thing, if you put the mount on the side, then you're gonna lose some clearance with the suspension, I suppose. So I'm gonna get like the brackets to come up in the front and meet the top of this stock mount. So it's gonna make it easier to mount and to service as well. And then as well, I can customize the mount to suit some to accommodate some accessories, I guess. Still gonna need to put like I have plans to use the TG steering pump that I need to hook up on that side as well. So the plan is for now, I didn't look for fitment or anything, but that's what I'm thinking I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use those mounting holes to build a bracket on the side and then fit the steering pump right here where the AC compressor goes. I have no use for AC anyway. So I'll loop the belt around and try to make it work that way. Other than that, yeah, it was a huge pain. I lost maybe like 2 hours trying to fit that pipe right here. That snake's like under everything and connect right under here. I don't know if I can give you a shot of that. It connects right there actually. It's because when I bought the engine, that piece came and it was broke, as you can see, so I had to switch it. Though huge pain to put in place though, because all this is very tidy up, and then all the bolts are hard to access. So there's a feed line for the turbo here that I had to take off. Actually, it's still undone because I want to unscrew like the bolt here in the bottom and secure it properly with some thread lock because it spun on me. So I want to secure that properly before I put it back properly with the knot on top. Because when I was unscrewing the knot on top initially, the lower knot that locks into the turbo spun on me, and I was unable to remove that main lug here. I had to heat it up to be able to free it. This the blow-off valve was just hanging in there as well with no bolt on the thread. I'm going to do some research on this for calibration. But then yeah, so I had to remove the turbo oil feed off. I had to remove the oil filter assembly as well, and then all the hoses that were connected as well. Luckily, the gasket behind the oil filter, where the plate meets the bottom of the engine, the gasket was in very good shape, so I could reuse it. But then, yeah, it took 2 hours to put everything out, figure out how to disassemble everything and put everything back in. But now, like, that section is brand new and usable. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna use it ultimately, but I guess it's gonna make it cleaner if I leave it there, because that needs to be feeded somehow. I'm not sure what it does yet, but at least if I want to use it, I can hook it up on the side here, which make it like way easier now. So yeah, that's where I'm at, and that's gonna be it for this video. Next time, actually I'm working tomorrow and Friday, so next week I'm gonna start building the mount, and then if I can get that efficiently, then maybe I can start wiring, putting the fuel in, and like try to start this engine